share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. So we're on day 4. Day 4 of our journey into the laws of holy speech and pure speech to rectify the world and rectify ourselves, rectify our lives, rectify everything. Maybe get yourself a rectory. I don't know. What is a rectory? I'm Jewish. I don't know these things. Is that a little house where the guy looks after the church lives? I don't know. I would like one of those houses. But would that mean I've got to look after the synagogue? I don't know. Well, I think the only rector I ever saw, and it wasn't real rector, would be the guy from Dad's Army. There you go. Anyway, yeah, this is day 4 of exploration into these laws. Basically, the idea is to make us more sensitive to them. The more sensitive we are to them, maybe we'll be better at it. It's coming from this book. It's Chavetz Chaim, A Way a Day. Chavetz Chaim was the rabbi who codified all this stuff. 18th century, I guess. I don't know. Look it up. I guess it's on the Googles. Yeah, I've got to start using ChatGPT to do searches for things like that more than Google. Anyway, so we have a little bit of a story and a little. Well, it's not really a story, more a flowery bit, and we got a more just a legal bit. So the legal bit is a relative statements. This is written by Rabbi Berkowitz. Rabbi Yitzhak Berkowitz. Certainly, statements are lashon hara when said regarding one person, yet are perfectly acceptable when said regarding somebody else. Okay, that's what are you talking about? For example, to say to a businessman studies 5 hours a day is obviously does 5 hours of Bible study a day is obviously not derogatory. I mean, he's got a full day of work, right? But somebody in full day, like in seminary, in 4 days learning, saying he learns 5 hours a day, bit of a diss. I mean, like, yeah, what are you doing for the other 19 hours, mate? I mean, 11 hours if you take out your sleep time. And who needs 8 hours? How much do you sleep? I sleep about 6 hours. I think 5 to 6 hours. Similarly, it would be forbidden to relate the amount of charity given by an individual if that amount is considered respectable only for a man of lesser means. Okay, so basically you can't just be a zombie, right? I said, well, it's okay to say, I said he gave this charity. Yeah, no. You can't, there's no loopholes to this is God you're dealing with. You know, God can see through your loopholes. But again, this is, I guess, why we have these books written. There are many factors which would prohibit relating such information, even when it's clearly complimentary. For examples of that, we're going to have to, people who give charity generously often do not want the fact to become public knowledge. We're going to get that in 30 days on day 34. Fine. Now, see, there was a little note at the bottom. No, that little note meant that page was dedicated by somebody. Many, I'm telling you, man, we Jews, we could dedicate anything. I remember. If you ever go to a hospital in New York, like Cedar Sinai, right? You can't see the walls because there's all these plaques literally everywhere, right? The importance of it says halakhic study. Halakha is Jewish law. This is the way, right? That's what halakha means, the way. Well, yeah, that's why we're doing this, right? To keep it top of mind, right? Never heard the expression top of mind till the White House said it. That's the Biden White House. Knowledge of the Agadic teachings regarding lashon hara must be complemented by the study of laws or proper speech. Okay, so Agadata is like apocryphal stories, right? They're fables. They're like apocryphal fables that tie into a larger theological narrative, right? So this, again, everything is replete with the cultures that it comes from. This is replete with Jewish culture because what they're really saying is this comes from the Lithuanian Lithuanian European tract of Judaism, not to be confused with the, I'm not sure where it's from, Polish? It's like they're like that close to each other on the map. So the Lithuanian ones are called the Litvaks, which are much more cold, rational, clinical, not into flowery stories, right? So we will smile a little bit today, and that will seem an indulgence, right? And then you got the Hasidic tradition, which is very emotional, right? Very stories, very emotional. So this is kind of a diss to that, I think. In a book about not talking crap about each other, they found a way to do it. Well done, well done. I doff my hat to these, sir. So it's fine. So say even if you learn these nice stories, you better learn the cold, boring laws as well. If that's what you think. Fine. So in the words of Midrash Mishlei, again, this is more like was it non-canonical fable, right? Oh, that's slightly canonical. Mishlei is slightly canonical. To know wisdom and Musa, which is the inspirational spirit and ethical instruction. The Musa is the other track, the Lithuanian track's answer to the emotional engagement of Hasidic teaching, right? So wouldn't even talk about Hasidic. Really? It's so funny. There's a Hasidic group of Jews called Lubavitch, right, which really do incredible outreach work, right? They anywhere you go in the world, right, if you're Jewish, if you want to find somewhere kosher to eat or for Jewish life, you look for the local Chabad house. The Chabad is the name of the organization, right? They're everywhere, all across the world, and they are like literally the nicest people ever. They get shat upon constantly by the rest of the Jewish world. I mean, like, people just really hate them. They always seem pretty nice to me. They're like, oh, they're not real Jews. It's very gatekeepy, right? They're, I don't know. Like, why can't we just be nice to each other? Anyway. Then he can, if one has the wisdom, if one has wisdom, then he can study these more like flowery things, Musa. But if he lacks wisdom, he is not able to do that, right? So the Midrash, the Apocrypha's intent is clear. If a person is not knowledgeable in the laws of a given topic, no amount of emotional uplift will help them. I disagree completely. I think we are controlled by our emotions, right? I think social media has taught us that. Emotions are much more easy to manipulate than anything else. And, the heart is the captain of the ship. So I respectfully disagree. For example, if a businessman thinks that given practice is not robbery, when in fact it is, then what good will it do to inform him of the severity of the sin of robbery? Okay, the same applies to other negative commandments. Therefore, one must study the Bible, the Bible's laws, to know what is permitted. This is so Jewish. Oh my God! What is forbidden, and he must also learn the laws of the more emotional Musa teachings. To inspire a person to fear God. Can I inspire him to love God? No, I guess we're going for fear. Through the study of such teachings, one arouses, I like being aroused, his soul, was excited, towards observance of God's will, of the Bible, along with fulfilling the positive commandment, fear God, fear God, your God, right? So, it is in regards to the laws of good speech, of pure speech, of what benefit will this emotional teaching be? Wait a minute. Again, I think emotion inspires you. So in regards to the laws of pure speech, what benefit will the emotional teaching of Musa be? Okay, if one convinces himself that a given forbidden statement is not in the category of Lashon Hara, what, like this entire entry, or if he tells himself that the laws of Lashon Hara do not apply when speaking of a certain individual, when in fact they do. Yeah, listen, you could. Okay. Therefore, it's imperative that one know what one that it's imperative that one know what is and what is not in the category of lashon hara, which is why we're doing it, right? So again, I think this is just having an existential breakdown. So here's the way the book is laid out, right? So on this side of the page, the shorter side is like the legal, the halakhic, the legal teaching. On this side of the page is the more flowery storytelling stuff, and it's apologizing for the other flowery storytelling stuff in this week's one. Dude, embrace yourself. Okay, not like that. Embrace yourself. Don't be ashamed of whom you are. Right? That's what I would say. Do not be ashamed of who you are. Fine. So that was our little foray into the law state. Well, again, everything's relative, baby. Right? I think that's the answer. Everything is relative, baby. Because if you say this one guy gave this guy gave $100 to charity and he's like a billionaire, seems a bit of a diss, right? If somebody is scraping his ends meet, he gives $100. It's very, very laudable. So basically you've got to take into account relative differences. Again, to me that seems obvious, but that's why we do these things, so we can say these things out just to keep it in your mind, which is, I would say, 9/10 of the struggle of following God's will, right? Keeping it in your mind. Join me tomorrow as we continue this journey. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.